Hello people, it's Sunny. And well, for today things are gonna be different for this channel. I'm gonna be doing my very own debut album review. Obviously, we're talking about music, and well, I gotta review some shit. I can't just talk about it. So obviously it makes perfect sense to review albums. What kind of albums? Really anything. I enjoy any kind of genre of music, as long as it's good, of course. And sort of like my movie essays on the main channel, please go subscribe, link in the description. Basically I'm gonna try at my best every week at least once to review an album video, and pretty much, yeah, that's it. Just talk about albums. I mean, albums are like the music thing, so yeah. But what kind of album, or what special album had to be my very first one? And you know, from help from a friend, I don't know if he's watching this, but if you are, hey buddy, how you doing? It had to be something both that got me into music. I think you already know where it's going if you saw my main video, in the description. But also something that is a classic album, and one that makes perfect sense to sort of kick this off. And after really searching for not that goddamn long, it didn't take that long, it took like fucking 5 seconds, but after searching I was like, yeah, I think it's best that we landed on alright, some background. Obviously at this time, the king of pop, Michael Joseph Jackson, was hitting it high off his previous album, Off the Wall, Potential Future Review. You know, it sold really well, and you know, just to cut it real short, he was going through some depression and stuff, and he decided he wanted to make an album where every song was killer, and that's just pretty much it, you know. And you know, I guess we're here today to discuss whether that album really was as amazing. So yeah. The album opener, Want to Be Starting Something, I think it's pretty solid. You know, it's solid. You know, it's got a nice production, the backup vocals and delivery from the king himself is really enjoyable, and the melody is very playful. It's really bouncy. It's got a nice bop-filled tone to it, and I guess it kicks off the album in a really cheerful way. And yeah, I mean, it's fun enough. It's a solid enough start to this album, even though, you know, it's supposed to be more darker, but whatever. Baby Be Mine, I think, is also a really solid track, kind of underrated. It's not perfection or anything. You know, it definitely has its flaws, but it's a song I really do enjoy a lot. And you know, fun story is that I actually used to play Roblox when I was younger, and there's like this horror Roblox, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like Haunted House Mansion or some shit, not like the Disney ride, like just Haunted House something, right? And it's like killers chase you around, and basically I remember there was like this secret area like you would go to, or if you played this you probably know what I'm talking about, where to hide away, like there's like a little passageway you can find and sneak to. There would be like this very 80s nightclub there, and it would be playing this exact song, and I thought that shit was hilarious, and it really got me into it. That's how I got introduced to this song. Overall, it is pretty solid. It is kind of weak. Its production, aesthetic, and overall melody is fantastic. It's got a nice atmosphere to it. It's kind of cheeky, a little dragged out. The writing isn't really that stellar. It's alright though. This next song, The Girl Is Mine, featuring Paul McCartney of Beatles fame. Yeah, I don't really know about this one. I don't really like it's not bad. It's not like the worst thing I've ever heard. You guys clearly know that, but like, it's just, yeah, it's like it's not good either. It's very mediocre. I ain't gonna hold you. It's just kind of like I know Michael Jackson's cheesiness, that's kind of his thing. I get that. It's just that, like, this is way too goddamn cheesy. I'm sorry, bro. This shit is just stupid as hell. It's got that Disney Channel energy to it. I can't. It's just, and Paul McCartney of all people, like, on this kind of song, I don't really like it that much. Now, the real banger, alright, this is where the album really captured me, alright? This is where the shit really got good, okay? and that's Thriller. All right, Thriller, the actual self-titled track of the album. All right, they like that shit is just like bop. I ain't gonna hold you. All right, it's like literally the ultimate Halloween. How many goddamn Christmas songs are there? It's like 50 million. All right, I think of Halloween. I think of this song. All right, it's generally perfection. You know, it's got an incredible arrangement. It has nice little quirks of both instrument and sound effects. It creates such a Halloween atmosphere. The fucking synths like go hard as fuck. Michael is just giving it his all. It's just got an amazing rhythm to it. This shit is just, it's so catchy. This is when I think of horror. I think of Halloween. I think of all this stuff. This is the song I think of. You know, what else? Y'all know this song. Come on, I don't gotta explain myself. I remember re-listening to this song from the video I did for the main channel of music. Which I already said in the description. Is that I did have some issues with this one. But re-listening to it through this album and stuff, yo, those issues went fucking far. Like they're just gone. The only really nitpick I have is that like the guitar solo, though amazing, you know, I kind of wish it was just a little bit more cranked up. But other than that, it is a great song. You know, the mood, it's focused on gangs and violence and how, you know, it's really played off cool and believable. You know, it's not really cheesy at all. It's got a great guitar progression. Sorry, I can't speak. Guitar progression. Fucking Christ. You know what I'm trying to say. It's just a really great pop classic tune. You know. What else do I have to say? This song's a classic. I already like glazed this song enough, and yet I'm gonna do it again. Okay, what else I gotta say? It's timeless. It's got a great springy percussion to it. The soft striking synths. It's got a perfect fucking hook. You know, the melody is literally, I think it's got to be a peak MJ. It's probably his peak song right here. Like, this is his song. You know, iconic and catchy chorus. The back and forth guitar. It's just this track. You know, the writing is amazing. You know, it's sorrowful, vibrant, and the narrative is really raw. It's a song where like the lyrics, it's not just the lyrics that stick with you. It's the story itself that really sticks with you. I think everybody can relate or know someone who's been through this or whatever. It's just a song. It's just timeless. This is exactly like the ultimate like song. You know, it's like if this isn't a great example as to what music is, I don't know what the hell is. This is, you already know. Top 3 song for me. You already know. I gotta explain myself. You already know. Just listen to the damn thing. Human Nature. Listening back onto this track, it's alright. It's underrated. I wouldn't call it perfection, you know. But yet I really do enjoy it. I actually really do enjoy it a lot. On par with the last 3, sure, you know. It's very blissful and soothing, and it's got a nice bop energy to it in its arrangement and tone. I wouldn't say it's like as masterful or dire as Billie Jean. It's just a great track. There's not really much for me to say. Yeah, it's just solid. You know, it's a nice little song. I just preferred the other 3 before. PYT. It's another pretty solid track. You know, it's not as great as the last 4, including Human Nature. You know, it doesn't really. Yet throughout the whole album experience, it doesn't really ruin the streak. It's still really good. It's got a nice mix to it, creative, you know, sound work, great instrumental. Even if it is a little standard from this album, and it has a decent enough flow to it, it doesn't really stick out. It's just solid overall, you know. And then obviously we have the, you know, album closer, The Lady in My Life, which I believe, honestly, it's, I don't know. I don't know if y'all heard this song. I'm assuming you've listened to the goddamn album if you're watching this video. It's a very weird take. This is the first time I've ever listened to this song, was listening to the album, and I ain't gonna hold y'all. I think this might be the best song on this album. Now listen, don't get me wrong. Billie Jean, Beat It, Thriller, Human Nature, even like those are they changed music. You know, obviously those are like the music classics. They're like incredible. You know, they're still listened to this. I understand. I just think this song's really, really good. At least in my opinion. This is just my opinion. I think it's really good. It's like, I think this might be his most underrated song ever. Like, it not being so popular like is insane to me. You know, I think it's an incredible album closer. You know, it's got fantastic progression. It's got incredible dynamics. His vocal range at Michael Jackson, like it's incredible here. And it kind of is like the perfect song that encapsulates this whole album. Like it's still fun to listen to. It's got a great rhythm and soul melody to it. Yet it still has that dire writing Billie Jean has. I wouldn't say it's as well written as that song. Yet it is just still incredible. I really do enjoy this song, and I'm just surprised it's not that popular. I feel like it should be. I think because it's so, it's just soulful and direful, and it's just I'm using goddamn buzzwords. That's how you know this song's really good. All right, I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a great way to close the album. Overall, though, I don't think this is the killer album Michael Jackson wanted it to be. You know, this is his only album I listened to. Yes, I haven't listened to that many albums at all. I've only listened to like 4 in my life. Good thing though, because content for the channel. I get to react to all these albums for the first time. Anywho, getting back to the point. All right, it's not the killer album he wanted it to be. I think this album's like a 9 out of 10. Yet I still think it's really good. I think it deserves to be considered a classic. Top 10 album? I don't know. I mean, I gotta listen to more. But it is really, really good. I actually really enjoyed it. You know, again, of course, we have the heavy hitters, Billie Jean, you know, Beat It, Thriller, and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like, this album is, of course, revolutionary. But I think it's just that. I guess it's just like the album experience itself. Like, I guess it's just, it feels like a compilation of songs. And I get it, you know, if it's not a concept album where there's like a story consistent throughout all the songs, you know, it is kind of supposed to be like a compilation. It's just, when you're listening to an album, regardless of what it is, it should feel like a nice flow from every song. And I just feel like some songs obviously stand out and some songs really don't. And some songs I think deserve to be, you know, they really are underrated. You know, like it starts off kind of weak, picks up in the middle, and then ends off really well. It's easy for the songs to really stand out in a good and bad way. A song really, like The Girl Is Mine, I think is kind of a sore thumb. Like that song really stands out and being kind of mid. And the other songs really do stand out. But I still think this is a great album. You know, I love the synths, the overall soul pop atmosphere. I think it's kinetically fun. It is kind of thought-provoking. And yeah, I think it's got stylish production, hitting rhythms. You know, it's got some song staples, of course. And the overall emotion, I think, like really going into it, it is really timeless and generational. It has its hiccups, but I still think it's an iconic album. And you know, flaws and all, it still achieves so many heights. And I guess that's all I have to say. You know, Thriller, it's a great album. It's not perfect. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10, but I can't deny its incredible feats, and it is still an album I can easily go back and re-listen to. Maybe I'll skip No Is Mine. Yet every other track is really solid. You know, I wouldn't say he made a killer album. He definitely made a damn good one though. One where, aside one song, everything is very listenable, and I'll give him that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. There's probably hella improvement I got to do for my future album reviews. Again, it's kind of new for me, doing in this kind of style, you know, doing movie essays on the main channel. Yeah, I really enjoyed this album, and I hope you enjoyed my review. Again, it's not really supposed to be like recommending albums, like I'm trying to do that. It's more so just talking about an album and just really like talking about my expression, and whether or not you feel the same or you feel different, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, that's all I gotta be said. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys are excited for more album reviews, I'll be teasing you guys on the upcoming albums I'll be gonna be reviewing. I'm reviewing classic albums, and yeah, it's sunny vibes. You know, it's been sunny, and so long, farewell, and goodbye.